Welcome everyone to our AI music meeting for tonight. I have with me my honorable buddy Phoenix Benjamin in the building. How you doing, Phoenix?
Good, man. How you doing, Phil?
Man,
Hello, fam. How y'all doing?
Always better to have you, and a shout out to all of our friends who are on the call. Historious Official. I know we have some folks who are going to be on Instagram as well. So shout out to our friends on Instagram who are joining us as well. Okay, welcome. So, Phoenix, you know the news about Suno and Spotify, which came through today about the AI labeling. So let's get the Suno stuff out of the way. Then, if we got time to talk about Spotify, but I am incensed at Suno. They've betrayed us. They've thrown us under the bus. They've come up with this ridiculous watermarking. I'm very disappointed. I feel that they knew what they were doing all along. I feel that they planned this, and I'm just incensed. What do you have to say, Phoenix?
I'm all about it. It's the only way we're going to stand. And it's like everybody's screaming, hey, do you really want to know who's doing your music? How about all the people we hear on the radio? Don't you want to know who's really doing their music? I do.
Don't
all
you
my
think
friends,
that stop us though from being monetized and from getting our work out there if they slap a watermark? I mean, isn't the watermark more self-serving for Suno than for us?
No.
Why would you say that?
Because I feel that any given day, the Suno can become a major label and player themselves. And they've already got a roster of some of the coolest writers in the world that outshine anything that the major labels have brought forth before now. The talent, we've got the artists, we've got playlists, we've got music genres that never existed before. And we've got a lot. Okay, now I want to talk real things. Are we going to get paid what a real song is worth? Are we going to get a real royalty? I've never seen a real royalty check from Spotify. And yeah, I'm still waiting.
But don't you think that this is bad for this average Suno user? How is this good for us to have our stuff watermarked and to be branded as AI? We're like marked for life.
Well, we're hybrid artists. Well, some of us are hybrid artists, and some people like to just prompt. You know, the prompting thing's cool, but I look at it, if you're just going to prompt, yeah, you're just playing a game. You're not really taking it serious. You know, if you're going to write your own lyrics, that's one thing. If you need a backing group, yes, you could prompt that in there. Do it. Be creative. You know, if you know how to structure a song, you can learn how to talk to the AI and produce it and direct it to do what you want.
But don't you think the watermark is gonna like mark us for life on all these platforms? Deezer is already against people. No matter how much human input you do for the lyrics or the melody, Deezer doesn't care. It just says it just lumps you as AI detected, and you're looked at as a miscreant, as a vagabond. And the same for these jokes, Title, that have altogether just banned. And I know, are you on Deezer, Phoenix?
No, I blocked Deezer out of all my distribution. Them and Tidal. It's like I have no business with them. You know.
Okay, so which chat are you on? Are you on iHeart?
I am on iHeart.
Okay, but you're not on Spotify. Tell us a little bit about why.
I am on Spot. Some of my songs are on Spotify, but
the new stuff.
Yeah,
the new stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
But I haven't seen nothing. I don't see anything.
No royalty checks coming in.
Nothing.
Like they should. Okay.
You know, the royalties that I have been getting are from Amazon Music.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say though about the download limit? Because I'm concerned, and just for the sake of anyone watching is wondering why is Phil sounding crazy? We're playing different roles tonight. I am the negative forces against. Like right now, I'm wearing my black hat, which is anti-Suno. I am mad at Suno. They've taken away our ability to download freely. They've taken away our ability to go under the radar. They've taken away our abilities that we signed up for. And the new TOS, I think it's disgusting. How can they look at trying to take our input and market our input to other users? It's just horrible. So when I look at Suno now, as wear my black hat, remember this is not the real Phil, but this is the anti-Suno Phil. And I have lots of bones to pick. And Phoenix, let's just jump in because let's go to the voice
Okay.
of the tree. Let me show you what people are saying, right? So we know about the 7 lifetime. We're not really concerned about that. The 20 downloads for Pro, they are furious. And the 60 downloads for Premiere, people are like, this is a joke. This is like a snack on a bad day. So they're mad. Now the Premiere and Studio together, no download limit, right? But this is
Right.
what people are saying. Let's go to the comments. Cancel and demand a refund. They're failing to deliver as promised. Bought a full year for stems and MIDI. Now may be capped after just 5 to 6 songs. If 4.5 is leaving, then so am I. Newer models just don't sound the same to them. And a shout out to all of these folks: Christopher7763, Blue Shift 42, Slup Queen XX. She's leaning all into that name. She calls herself Slup Queen. And then we have Live in Future World. Nice downloads you got there. Hate to see something happen to them on the pay more framing. And then Song Geek says, officially canceled today. All these changes drive me nuts. Now, there's only so much change you can do, Phoenix. Don't you think that Suno is reaching, trying to put out so much change in a couple of days? This is death by change, Phoenix. What do you have to say about this?
I don't think so. I
Nah.
look at they have the option to we have the option to publish through Suno. Well,
Mhm.
if we're publishing through Suno, there should be some royalties coming back. Are they going to send us fair royalties? Now, if they
Mm,
become a major player as a major label, which they can, they have the numbers. They have
right.
way more than they have way more numbers than the major labels already.
That's true. That's crazy. I never thought of it that way.
We don't need anybody else. We just need to be paid fairly. What a true royalty
Mm,
is. A song is split up 50-50. You got 50 for the music, you got 50 for the lyrics. I write all my lyrics.
mm.
I want my 50%. That's
That's
it.
that's a good point. That's a good
You know what I
point.
mean? Since my accident, I'm partially handicapped. I can't pick
Mm.
up that guitar and shred like I used to. That's okay. I'll use Suno to pull in the guitar and
And
drums or whatever I need. But I still wrote that
absolutely,
song.
you
I,
did absolutely.
I still entered those songs from this album live 1997 and reworked all of this stuff. 4 decades
Mm.
of stuff I reworked. I still, this is my proof.
And bravo to you, Phoenix. What I'm really curious about is what people are thinking. So those of you who are watching, drop us some comments. I want to show what people have been saying. Lil Goth Ghost has been coming through and giving people a different opinion. I wonder what they'll do about all the pro tools like DAWs also use AI in so-called pro production. That's a good question right there. Yep.
No.
Yep. So you bring up a good point. Phoenix, do you think eventually the doors will go down the watermarking route, or will they be so foolish to do that?
I
So
think they're
people are talking about Ace Studio. Have you used Ace at all?
no.
Okay, I haven't used Ace either, but a lot of people are talking about Ace, and I think people will be as incensed as they are with Suno if Ace was to do that.
I use Pro Tools and Slate Pro Audio, and the Raven system and the VRS8s in the studio. And but far as the other programs that people are using, I wouldn't. How do we know that they're not already watermarking this stuff?
That's true. That's a good point. All right, let's go to the next one. I write all my own lyrics, but I use AI in my music as a tool, as I can't play an instrument or sing. Okay. So for someone like uh, Coley
Hmm.
Daly, for someone like Coley, I mean, don't you think it's a bit threatening for Suno to stamp with the watermark? So the watermark means it came out of Suno, but come to think of it, it doesn't mean that it's 100% AI.
Right, right.
Yeah, I get your point. I see your point. Okay,
I mean, anybody can go, to databases and search and find out the details of our song, anyways.
true.
What our input was.
That's true. Okay.
So I think Suno should explain it a little bit better than what's being explained, because it's not really hasn't been explained. It's just they've just made statements so far.
I agree. They definitely should explain better. Historis official, thank you for coming through. The EU AI Act says it's obligatory to mark AI generated stuff. So this might be the reason Spotify is doing all this stuff since Spotify is Swedish. That is a very good point. I did
Yeah,
not think of that.
it's
So
a
you're right.
monopoly. It's a monopoly and robbery on everybody, anyways.
It's true. Okay,
Napster opened the door for them,
that's true. Yeah.
and you know that was major labels doing and plans from all along. Took our rights and royalties away from the start,
That would have been
and
a
and
grand
at the same
milestone.
time, venues started shrinking.
Mm. That's crazy. I never thought of it that way. You
I
think
mean,
any of the big three
me and
were
you were
in on that?
touring in those. Me and you were touring in those days. We seen it happen in real time.
That's true. That's
And
true.
then all your tours now, it's all pay to play, which
True.
I'm against. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, rule of 42. I enhance my music with elements I can't record myself, like a gospel choir or brass, and I'll keep doing it. After 45 years of making music, I don't want to be labeled as AI. So Phoenix, let's talk about this labeling as AI because I mean, you do so much work on your stuff, right? But
mm,
labeling as AI, let's talk about what that means. That means when you go to a place like Deezer, your work
right.
is it shows the label, or eventually Spotify, not branding you as AI under their new badge system, but I think eventually, don't you think Spotify is going to cave towards AI labeling as well?
I don't know. I'm against Spotify.
So no
I'm
comment.
on it, but I can live
Yeah,
without it. I
I
don't.
you
I
don't
need
care.
them as much as I need Deezer.
You don't care. I get you. Okay.
Like I said, you're gonna come to my tattoo studio. You're gonna meet me in person. You're gonna buy one of these CDs.
Right,
You're gonna buy a
right.
T-shirt. You're gonna buy a hat. You're gonna
You
buy a
don't need
patch.
you don't need them.
You're gonna get a
Go ahead.
tattoo. It's gonna last forever, and you're gonna hear the music. And I'm gonna give you the links where you can download it all for free.
So yeah, why don't you do that while I keep ranting, Phoenix? Put the link to your online so that people know and they can get hold of you. So rule of 42, I hear you. I'm in the same boat. I underfill the creator. I have tons of stuff that I do with a lot of playing of live instruments on top of what Suno does and adding vocals and adding all sorts of other instruments. So I understand how you feel. But here's the truth. The moment AI marks anything and that frequency is predominant, it can be detected even without watermarking and without labeling.
Right.
Some systems can just pick it up. Yeah, so I think it's a lost battle when one is looking at Suno alone. It's not just Suno. Spotify is going to join the band. Deezer is already on it. Deezer is already giving their detection tools for free to listeners. So I don't really think it's going to
I
change.
I think it's a waste of time. I use
Yeah,
LANDR, and I don't have nothing to hide. I let them know that
yeah,
it's AI assisted,
me too. So if you look at
and
what
I have no
Lander,
problem. I have no problem.
yeah,
If you want to put a sticker on it, I can't stop you. You've already made your decision on how this is going to roll out.
that's true. That's
You
true.
know, All I can say is, hey, push hard and press physical merchandise.
You're very correct. Absolutely.
Go direct to fan.
Yeah, Daily Coley says, I also self publish and I agree. I don't want an AI label for using. So, I mean, as Phoenix and I have pointed out, it's a lost battle because if you don't label as AI, you are found wanting by DistroKid and LANDR. I mean, I would have brought up the screens to show you they want you to put in all that information. And if you haven't been putting it in, I wonder where you've been because DistroKid started it. LANDR has
Mhm.
had the only 30. So talking about people being mad about Suno, LANDR only allows 30 uploads, 30 AI releases per month.
Actually, they only
So
give me 5.
really,
Hmm.
wow.
Like
Okay.
I
See,
said, somebody's got their hand on me. I'm being blacklisted and I'm
mm,
being held down because it's
mhm.
not fair. But what do you know,
Have you tried to upload do more? Because at
yeah,
first I
I
heard.
get denied. I get blocked out.
Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
Wow.
It only lets me
Well,
upload 5, and that's it for the month. And I got to
okay,
wait till the month to roll over.
I think I know why. And this is some education for the people on the call. When I put my stuff on Lander, I don't put it on as 100% because I take credit for the additional vocals or the additional keyboards or whatever else I add to it. So I always mark it as partial because you can say
Yeah, that's
fully.
what I do too.
Oh, you do partial? Okay.
Hmm.
So it's allowed me to do more than so I've done about 14 this month. You know, I was using DistroKid until DistroKid messed up my OAC on YouTube. All of my
Right.
tracks on YouTube are now under this chap. I don't even know who the guy is. And it's shocking. He hasn't even objected, but he's got my 135
I know
people
that's
that
wrong.
were it's just totally wrong. So I'm kind of hesitant about DistroKid. All my releases since the middle of last month have been on Lander. So Lander asks you to fill in all this information, and I don't think you can escape
No, you can't.
the.
It depends. Like I told you when we our very first interview, I told you, I was saying, hey, be honest. You know what I mean? And
You said so. Yep.
our friend was like, no, no, no. I was like, yes, because you be honest. So, hey, you're gonna make your decision on what's gonna happen to me, anyways. At least I get 5 tracks a month.
Yep.
Reality is, and you signed a major label deal back in the day. You were
Mm.
lucky. Did you really? Did artists really get to release 5 singles in a month? I don't
Are you
think so.
kidding me?
No. I
Yep.
mean, were you going to promote individually for each song to be properly placed in your
Mhm.
advertisement? You do more than that. You're just flooding things with, just you're cutting your own throat.
Yes.
For proper playlist and procurement, one song, one single a week,
That. Yeah. You're very correct.
and we're
That's a
still
lot.
outdoing the major labels because they're not letting their artists do one song a week. More
That.
like maybe
Yeah.
one song a month or every other month.
Or yeah, every other month more like it. So you're very
So,
correct. So
so
a
like
shout
I says, I'm
out.
okay. I'm thankful. I at least got 5 I could do each month.
I like your matter of fact view, Phoenix. So we got Historia says music should be decentralized. We got our friend Fam Nice coming through. Thank you for joining. And the Helmsman. So I don't Helmsman, I don't know if you know Phoenix. I wanted to link both of you guys up
Desmond.
because yeah, Helmsman, he is a creator just like us, and he creates with a view to sharing his passion. He's not in it for trying to game the system, make a quick buck. He truly loves music like us, and I wanted to connect both of you because you have some things in
Right
common.
on.
So Helmsman, I don't know if you've heard Phoenix's story, but he was hit by a vehicle, and as a result, a lot of what he could do on his instruments, he doesn't do anymore. He will do, right, Phoenix? You're on the
Hmm.
mend. You're getting stronger and stronger every day. But this is why I'm very passionate about it. Ever since I heard your story and the Helmsman story, I've been quite passionate about it because people often demonize Suno. They have no idea how Suno gives us wings, as
Yeah.
especially you two guys, as people who have been limited physically. But Suno gives you wings. So as opposed to demonizing Suno on and on. I really want people to know for Phoenix, Phoenix would run circles around the average player, okay? Just so you know.
Hmm.
But he uses Suno to magnify his ideas and he knows what he's doing. If you haven't, where's the Phoenix method link? Have you put that thing
It's
in the chat?
it's on Amazon now.
So
It,
give us
you get it
the
on
link.
Amazon.
Give us the link
I
and
don't
find
have the
it.
link. They just
Should I
tattooed.
just look for it? Should I look for it on Amazon as I'm
Yes,
yakking
that's
right
the
here? Okay,
yeah.
okay. I'll find a Phoenix method. So, Helmsman, I want you to connect with Phoenix so that you folks can talk music and you can inspire each other. And there's music that Helmsman. What is your handle on Spotify? You want to type it in so Phoenix can at least check out what you're up to and what you're doing. So anyway, that's the okay. There we go. That's the
That's what
book.
you're looking for on Amazon.
That's the book.
That's
Okay,
the
let me see
front.
if I can.
That's the back.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I think I found it. So Phoenix wrote his book. In my mind, you're the first person that I know wrote the book about the system for using artificial intelligence ethically.
Right.
So let everyone go look for that book. And then for our friends on Instagram, yeah, definitely check out the book by Phoenix. Welcome, Taxi Williams. I just saw Taxi Williams joined on Instagram, so welcome. But
Welcome.
going back to what we're saying, Helmsman, I'll connect you with Phoenix so that you folks can begin having a conversation. All right, all right. Yeah, you caught us live. We decided to go live because of the impending Suno
Yes.
craziness. So Historia says, should I use DistroKid or LANDR? What do you think, Phoenix?
I
DistroKid
say
or LANDR?
I say Lander. I look every week. I get an email from DistroKid saying, "Oh, my payment. You know, they need payment for my subscription." I've never been on DistroKid. Why are you sending me an email saying I owe money? I don't trust
They're,
them. Just by
they're
that alone,
jokes.
I've never had DistroKid.
I loved DistroKid in the beginning, but the moment I realized that their customer service was subpar, I started letting everyone know. I created a video to out them,
Yeah.
and I even connected with the CEO. I connected with, and just zero, just radio silence. My music is still under the wrong profile on YouTube, but that's for a different day.
Right.
So you heard it, historians. Use LANDR. That's and you know the really cool thing about LANDR, they've got all the plugins, they've got all the stuff for your
Hmm.
DAW. So if you want to take it up a level and it's free, I'm like, why am I spending money on loops? When I got
Right.
LANDR, it's just ridiculous. So I'm going to be using them. Houseman said, I don't want to be labeled as an AI artist. It's the stigma that comes with the label. Yeah. So what I would advise for anyone who means business on Spotify, and I know Phoenix is not a Spotify guy because he's not impressed. But for those of you that are on Spotify, you might want to use a real photo of yourself,
Hmm.
or even if you use a slightly modified, AI is used for headshots, maybe do that. But don't use some crazy AI generated person that's definitely not you, because I think Spotify is coming for people with profiles like that.
Right.
Okay, Coley Daly says, I do partial AI disclosure, but the issue with the label, it labels as fully well, there's no middle ground with Deezer, right? With LANDR, and this is why, I agree with Phoenix. Use LANDR because LANDR says partial. To be fair to DistroKid, I think DistroKid also has, all right, which part of the music was AI? Is it the songs? Is it the singing? But I prefer LANDRs. I think LANDRs is fair the way they ask you to disclose personally. Yeah. All right. Oh, so he has heard your music, Phoenix. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. So that's the Phoenix method on Amazon. Might want to look for that. So Helmsman goes by the Helmsman Oathkeeper.
Oh,
So we
okay.
need, yeah, you remember? Okay.
Yes.
Need to,
Yes. Yes.
we need to look out and do connect because I think you folks have a good discussion to be had because Helmsman is coming
Yep.
out with some new stuff and he needs a professional air, you
Yeah.
know.
He can
And
also Helmsman. You can reach out to me on my Instagram, my IG, D Phoenix Benjamin.
good. I'm glad you're on this call, Helmsman. because I saw your email. And I'm like, okay, I need to connect Phoenix and look, this is it. All right. Fab Night says, I have land and distro. Distro is good until there, exactly, until there's a major issue. Lander limitations, Lander limited to 30 though. If you do a search on Google, I promise you, Lander says 30. So it might have changed. Can't upload albums on Lander. You actually can. I don't know. I don't know what part of Lander you folks have gone to, but I promise you, I've done 14 AI assisted releases, singles. So I did one album of about 8, and I've done maybe about 5 or 6 singles. I promise you, you actually can. And let me see if I can bring it up, because I don't want Lander to get a bad name. You see, that's what I thought
Right.
that Lander banned AI, but they actually did not
They
ban
give you a
AI.
chance to admit it or not, but if they
Yes,
find it, they're gonna
yeah,
cut you.
exactly. If they
You
find
know,
it, you're toast. That's it.
I
Yeah.
was thinking about Lander this afternoon. I was thinking about the new songs that I'm gonna
Mhm.
get ready to put out. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I should throw an album out, but then it goes back to the 5 songs. So I'm like figuring, okay, I'll do it. I'll just do a 2 EP. 1 month is the first version, volume one. Volume two will be the second month of that album. Just special. You know, kind of like you remember the when Guns N' Roses blew up.
Oh yeah.
You know, when they had the 4 different albums. Well,
Oh
we
yeah.
do
That
that.
wasn't that
We do
good.
that like
Yeah.
EPs. We do 4 different
Yeah.
EPs.
Yep.
You know, change the cover color. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But
Yep.
on all my album covers, I use my real photograph. I don't. You know,
Okay.
I'll use my either real artwork that I create with my hands, or I'll use a real photograph.
That's cool. That's the way to do it. So for anyone who wants to, have a chance on Spotify and not be branded as AI, that's what I would suggest. Yeah. So to be fair to Lander, because I know a lot of people don't know Lander does this. Let me show you. Let me go to my Lander page. Okay. I'm going to show you on Lander live as we're here what you need to do as you release your music. So right here, you can see if I was going to release this on Lander, put in the name, I link it to whatever file. And when you scroll all the way down, you choose whichever artist it is, the lyrics, of course, but then you get to where it says licensed content. Is this 100% original? And then AI tool usage. It's non, partial, or fully generated.
You know,
So if you say it was fully AI generated, that's when you got to choose a Suno or an Udio.
oh, that's new.
Yeah, or 11 Labs or any of them. It's got all of the big ones, and should have Google in there. I don't know why it doesn't
But if
have.
you're writing your own lyrics, you still fall into the partial.
Yeah, because if you choose, I mean, it's the performance of the music. How much
Right.
generative AI was used in the creation of this track? So I mean, if you say partial and then they detect that it's
Well, like I
fully,
said, a song is 50-50. 50% lyrics, 50 music.
that's how it
So
should be. But
if
I'm
you know what I
guessing
mean?
they're going by the performance,
Well,
Phoenix.
then
Yeah.
they need to get with the, you know, start being real
Look
because
at it.
that's
Look
robbery.
at it. Look at it. All submissions, let me make it bigger so people can see. All submissions are scanned for AI generated content. Content that falls below quality standards or appears to be spam may be restricted. And then it says click to learn more. Does Lender accept AI generated tracks? It says it accepts music created with the assistance of AI tools, but the important platform restrictions to be aware of. And it goes into all this stuff, which we don't have time to cover, but it does allow it, as you can see. You just
Right.
need to disclose it so that you don't get whacked. So going back to what Famnice says, try doing more than 5 assisted, if you can do assisted downloads,
Okay.
assisted AI assisted uploads. Yeah. Famnice says DistroKid makes it easier to connect you. I agree until like something goes wrong. Welcome, Worship Sky Official. So I'm planning on doing the AI assisted route and putting my voice into Suno, and I was wondering if they're still going to label. So putting your voice in Suno is an input; it's not an output, right? So yeah, I do that. But what I do, I don't stop there. When I get something out of Suno, it's going to go into a digital audio workstation, and then it's going to get layered with additional stuff, and it could be layered with additional instruments. When I have the luxury of doing it, I pan my instruments, put additional voices, and try to make it less Suno-ish, if you will. Like if you listen to Phoenix's stuff, I could have sworn that was not AI at
But
all involved in the process because the guitars sounded sounded like a real. I thought it was him playing it live, but he did put ingredients of a human nature into it. So
yeah,
it would have been hard for you if you were not, it would be hard for you to even imagine that he remotely used anything, but he did, and he explains how to do that in the book. So what's the trick, Phoenix? They need to buy the book, I guess,
yes,
to get
yeah,
buy the book to get the tricks. But he's mastered it. So um, yeah, unfortunately, even though you did the melody and then you threw it in Suno, it is still going to be branded when it comes out as having all the Suno frequencies. And so how should I explain? The frequency interruption when you put additional live instruments and voices will be evident to tools like Deezer's tool. And I would have shown you here on Deezer if I could. Uh, I want to show you a thing or two on Deezer too. Since we're talking about all of them, let me just go to my music on Deezer. Um, See if I can explain a few things. So let's go back. Let's go to Deezer. So here in Deezer, you can see Phil, the creator, blah, blah, blah. AI generated content. Now, even though some of the tracks have zero AI, like I'm playing live piano, but because there are some of the tracks that have AI, it's just labeling the whole album as AI. You get what I'm saying? Now, let me
mhm.
show you a different album if I can find this recent one, Avant Garde Adrenaline. This is an album I just released not too long ago in June. This album has Suno backing me up, but the level of piano playing is pretty intense, and it's live piano with Suno. And Deezer is not flagging it as fully AI because there's so much pattern interruption in the frequencies. So it's not detecting it as AI. But Suno is backing me up. I even have the video of how I created this. You see me playing the piano for
Right,
straight an hour. So depending on the amount that you put in, Deezer is going to detect that it's fully or or not. And it makes mistakes. Yes, it does. But my goal is not to game the system. I don't care. Similar to Phoenix. I'm now taking off my black hat for a second. I don't care. I don't care. So anyway, I hope that explains it. Let's see what else we have. Oh wow. LANDR has limited you or DistroKid? Which one, fam? Nice. Tell me. DistroKid has DistroVid. Yep, they do. They do. But like Phoenix said, you miss your payments and your music is coming down. You miss your payments with DistroKid, and I assure you, your music is coming down.
and on my point, I never had DistroKid. They're asking me to make my payment to keep my stuff. I was like, I don't have my stuff with you guys.
That's low key fraud.
Hmm.
Rip Fury says Lana can do more than five. Good, good. Yes, always use partial. That's right. Helmsman said has a track called Voodoo. Voodoo you do. Okay. Um, okay. Let's see. What if you clone your own voice? How much does that get you? Because honestly, the clones are good, but I'm telling you, the music, it's judged on the final output. So if your final output is like Phoenix Benjamin's DAW, right, where he does you use Pro Tools, don't you? Or which one do you use?
Yes, I use Pro Tools.
So imagine you use Pro Tools and then you've added a whole bunch of things. That, when it comes out, is not fully Suno. So if you're doing stuff that's coming out fully from Suno, no manipulation, no addition, it's branded as AI, and it is what it is. And Deezer will just detect it and slap their label on it. But again, I don't want people to be so hung up on what Deezer does. Just do you. As long as you're
Mm-hmm.
happy, move on. Like Phoenix is talking about putting stuff on vinyl or putting stuff into a format and building a community outside of these platforms where you can thrive. Because what happens if they take you down by force? I'm not saying they will, but just think about tomorrow. Think
Yeah.
about building a community. It doesn't cost that much. $100 in a year could probably get you a website with people to be able to follow what you do, just in case. That's what I would suggest. Fat Night says almost all music will have to be labeled as partial AI, partial AI soon. Almost all producers use it. Isn't that what we're just talking
Mhm.
about, Phoenix, before we
Yes, it
started?
is.
Tell us what
All
you
the
know.
industry, all the industry is doing it, not just partial.
And even the headquarters of the world, as you were saying, Phoenix.
Yes.
Should you want to tell them? Should we tell them?
Yeah.
Tell them.
Yeah. It's everybody in Nashville has been using it for a few years. Everybody, not just some. Everybody, and that's the way it is.
We're talking about Suno now.
Hey, Suno knows. Suno
Yep.
knows.
Mikey
Like
knows. He
like I
said it.
said, soon as I seen, a few years ago when I seen Timberland announce that he was using it, I was like, there's something there.
Hmm.
The industry had already changed.
Timberland is now an A-class villain in the eyes of many of the so-called traditionalists. What do you have to say about that?
I say he's helping people right now. I say he's taking his personal time and helping new artists and, artists that are using AI. And he's mentoring them too. He's been doing live, he does live streams. He lets the artists send him a track. They play the track on the live stream. They talk about it. I mean, if it's good, they're going to pump it. And he's going to be working with them directly. If it sucks, he's going to say, hey, you need help. You need to rework this song. You need to work on your lyrics. I've heard him, tell a few artists that. He's straight up. I respect
Mm,
that. That's just the way I am. If you send
absolutely.
me something, I was like, hey, I'm going to ask you, hey, what's this mean?
Mm.
I was like, are you sure about this?
And
you know,
the
you
funny
ask me what
thing
I
is,
think, I'm going to tell you. If it was hot lyrics, you got it. I'm
yeah,
going to tell you, you got fire. If your lyrics need help, I'm just like, hey, your lyrics need some reworking.
yeah, and to bring some other context, I was one of his first masterclass viewers because he's got this masterclass. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people started saying he's just looking to steal from people. So
Nah.
now that there's AI, can you imagine people will still say the same thing? I'm just done with that. I'm done.
I
I've
I
not.
just turned those people off.
You gotta turn them
Yeah.
off. Okay. Mastering doesn't count as AI used per distributors and organizations. Pretty much is generative. Yeah. So mastering isn't counted as AI. What comes from LANDR is definitely not watermarked. Oh, and let's talk about the difference between LANDR and DistroKids, whatever they call that mastering thing they've got. DistroKid have got some sort of mastering tool. And if you've got an ear for music, you know that it's just packing high and low frequencies
Mm-hmm.
without rhyme or reason. So you got to be careful. All right. Rip Fury says, "What writes my own lyrics?" Let's see what else I'm missing. Some good chats down here I'm missing. Hey, Antonio, welcome, welcome. Good to see you on here.
Antonio.
Antonio is one of our honorable AI Creatives Connect members. And I'm telling you, Antonio can sing his face off, man. I'm waiting for him to do something. Antonio, I need to see your album on the double, man. All right. Univo Crazy. I'm sorry if you use AI for music and you are intended to become a musician. See, no problem. 90% of all musicians, quite literally, have always copied a musician.
Right?
Yep, that's fair. Only personal use is when an artist, yeah, that is just plain rude. And honestly, these things trigger me. I don't want to start talking about this tonight because I totally agree with Univocracy about this. Stealing people's voices, trying to game the system, and then trying to use them in releases on Spotify to make money.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
crazy.
bootlegging. That's
Yep.
bootlegging. It's stealing. That's the true stealing.
Yeah,
I cloned my voice. That was me cloning myself,
yeah,
and then I created my personas off my clones.
right.
So
Right.
that's different than what we're saying.
Yeah. Antonio, I'm waiting for your album, man. You gotta produce an album soon. I know it's not like everyone should, but he's got such a great voice. His story says AI is integrated in our daily lives, so the future is inescapable. AI music, honestly, is a great way for people who struggle with absolutely, absolutely.
Yep.
People who struggle with all sorts of stuff. Like my mom is 90 and I play Suno for her, and she like talk about a full-on chuckle. She's 93. She loves the stupid songs I create in Suno. Because I take stuff from her past and then I put it in Suno, and then she's just roaring with laughter. So
Right.
Suno is bringing a lot of joy to people. I'll tell you right now.
Hmm.
Helmsman, hold on. We're gonna have some tutorials on how to use a DAW. I realized that more people. So you know what? One thing that crossed my mind, Phoenix, is all these folks that are leaving Suno. Where are they going? Where are they
Don't know.
going?
Don't know. They're just making it easier on the other people who are staying aboard. Because, like I said, any day Suno can become a major itself and hold its own without
Mm,
any other label. They don't
that is
need
a
anybody else's distribution pattern. They already got it.
hmm.
Just look at the
Yeah,
numbers of artists.
that's true. That's true.
And if they
Su-
come out and said, hey, we're going to pay royalties fairly, like a song should be broken up by
Mhm.
lyrics and music, hey, pay me my 50% for my lyrics. I'm good with that.
You got a point there, Phoenix, because I really think that Suno could very easily become a record label. That's if they're not
Mm-hmm.
already like covertly a record label.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take to be a record label?
They already have the publishing option on their site that
Right.
qualifies right there, and they have the distribution. They have the numbers, and it's
That's a great.
everybody. Not only in the U.S., this is worldwide.
That's a really good point. And I think with the likes of UMG, and then they have Songkick. Why does Suno have Songkick if they are not looking at
Right.
some label activity?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yep, yep. So hold on to that thought, Helmsman. We're going to have some DAW training. Elevated Radio, welcome, welcome. I didn't realize how many people use Suno until I heard most of the submissions. And I kind of noticed people are a bit ashamed, which is kind of unfortunate. Well, the anti AI movement, they're alive and well. They're all over the place. They got
Mm-hmm.
big channels, and they're pushing the narrative that you are sellout and you are worthless if you're using Suno. So
Those
I
same
feel you.
people who are dogging people using AI are the ones who can't write a song on their own.
Tell me about it.
Because I don't
Tell
hear
me.
nothing from them.
Yeah.
I don't see their
Yeah.
music out. I don't see it charting.
That's true. Yeah.
None
Yeah.
of it.
Yep, history said they're ashamed because of the stigma. There's a stigma, and it is indeed unfortunate. I always talk about how I got into world of AI music. My daughter brought a track to me and said, "Dad, you listen to what I did," and I listened, and I have to be honest, that musician, how dare you try to use AI to replace what I've spent the past 3 decades? That kind of kicked in. So I just said, "Oh, okay." Then I was trying to be the good parent by not saying, "How dare you use?" So I just kept quiet and I kept mulling. Oh, it disturbed me, Phoenix, for months,
Hmm.
at least 2 months. It was mulling inside of me. How can AI do this? I actually felt betrayed by AI because, I use AI to do other things. I use GPT, but hearing her song coming back to me, I was just like disappointed. And I'm like, how am I going to teach her to play piano? She was doing well, but now AI can do all of this. She's not going to want to learn piano. And then it was later on, of all people, I saw Rick Beato talking about talking about AI. I'm like, oh shoot, if Rick's talking about AI, I better know what it's about.
Hmm.
Then I see this other lady who is a finance person talking about AI music. I'm like, what a dumb schmuck I am. Sitting on my hind end, watching other people use AI, and you, the so-called musician. Then he came back to me, Phoenix, because in the early days, we're from that era of ADAD, real,
Yep.
before the doors came along. And I said, do you want to make the same mistake you made like 20 years ago when the door came? You're like, no, I'm going to keep using reel and tape and ADAT. Just foolishness.
Yeah.
So I told myself, look, you got to get off your high horse and you better start learning some AI music. And that's when I watched Rick's video. I'm like, okay, what did Rick Beato say? Okay, he talked about this tool, this tool. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to go look at Suno. And my first video just has me playing with a recorder, and it caught like wildfire. That's how this channel got built, because I said, let me record my experiments. And boom, here we are today, like a year later, and I've learned all the tools, I've used them, and there's no shame in the game. No shame in the game.
Right.
History says my mom seems to like AI music a lot and enjoys it. It's fun. It's absolute fun, I tell you. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. There are lots of creators on both the side for and the side against. Um, yep, Suno may likely transfer to a label. And okay, maybe enough of the big names. I can push back on the big three. Yeah, yeah. hmm
Except
The
the
big
ones that are
three.
signed to them.
And honestly, Phoenix, why are people still signing to them?
Don't know.
I mean, as an artist who knows the landscape, or is it just because you're on top, so
I
you keep
understand.
these people?
I I understand the majors that are already signed. They're already under contract. They already sold their
Right.
soul.
Yeah,
They're
they
owned
sold
for
it
life. They're owned for
for.
life, and they need to get whatever they can get. And
That's
they got
true,
to
though.
work. And they got to work for that man to the day they die.
Isn't that
I don't.
just tragic?
I only answer to my creator.
There you go. Nicely said.
So
Nicely said. Nicely said. Good helmsman. How about if you sing to Suna and use your voice? That was again, IV7. Thanks for coming through. It's a great question, and you know,
it's going to
Phoenix.
show in the data stream that you used your voice into it. It's going to show that you added your own lyrics. Because if you use AI, like I says, I think all AI, it's all one, not a whole bunch of different ones.
Which is scary, but you bring up a good point, and I never thought
Everybody's
of
got a
it that way.
license of this other one. So
You're
it's
very
gonna
correct.
it's gonna tell and report who's got what.
And you
And
bring
then
up another scary thought, Phoenix, because the metadata, as
mhm,
you're speaking to this right now, it's reminding me the metadata could accompany that song
yep,
to show where the lyrics originated from.
mhm,
Like, did you bring it into Suno or did Suno give it to you?
exactly.
And like you said, the scary thought is if they are truly all impeccably connected and ChatGPT knows
Did you communicate with your chat GPT, or did you tell chat GPT to write your lyrics?
exactly. And if
It's gonna show that line.
exactly, which
And then,
you
like I says, I have past. Boy, here we go. How's this?
oh, put it right by the screen, Phoenix. Let them see those covers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's some good album art right there. Wow. The man has paid his dues.
4 decades of music here, and you can't tell me I don't own my songs. And I don't need the copyright office a little form
Please,
with them to say I own them,
let's
because I
talk
could
about
sell them.
that.
I could sell them, and I can make my money, and I sell them all
Let's
the time.
let's talk about that, Phoenix. Let's talk about the copyright fear mongering that we see on YouTube. Oh, you're gonna copyright. Oh, Suno, you can't copyright your Suno song. Let's talk about that for a
Yeah,
second.
can you afford to copyright? It's 45. What is it? It was $45 last I checked per
A
song.
song. Hmm.
So can you afford that? Can you afford $45 per song lyrics? Oh, and then another 45 for your music, because you got a sound recording copyright also.
That's true. If you really want to do it well, all the way.
So who does that? No.
Yeah. So all these
All I
channels
know
fear
is I could
mongering
take all
about
my
it.
stuff and I could put it out. I can get paid
Yeah.
directly. Whatever I
Yeah.
choose to go with streaming, I'd rather not stream, but it happens to be a part of things. So I'll pick who I want to stream with, and I'll turn off who I don't like. And as far as
Absolutely.
distribution, like I said, show me real distribution, because the stores closed down back when Tower fell.
Mm.
You know, start contacting the mom and pop stores that are still around, record stores, because they're
Yeah.
taking new vinyl, they're taking new CDs, they're taking new CDs and
That's true.
cassette tapes.
That's crazy till now. That's true. Yeah.
Manufacturers are remanufacturing record players. They're making tape players. They're making
Hmm.
CD players coming out again.
Yep.
New ones this year, this winter.
Yep. Yep. That's true, Helms, man. They're gonna start pressing
Look
vinyl.
at Bump. Look at Bump Box, the 777, the retro boombox. It's got two tape.
Mm.
It's got two tape decks and a CD player.
Yeah. It's coming
Mm-hmm.
back. It's coming back for sure.
Yep.
Okay. Utilize Suno for my poetry. Created 200 plus language versions of. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. All right. Can't we just start? Can't we just start all in and say this is AI and we judge on creativity? Yeah. Well, start an AI lane. What do you think about that, Phoenix? Like let's be honest. I mean, if you
It
say it's yeah,
it doesn't
comment.
need to be. Music is music. Like I said, the harpsichord was not looked upon as a legit instrument too, which became the piano.
Hmm. let's
So
let's look at this one from Helmsman. Isn't that funny? I have a cousin who's an AI artist. He found out I was using Suno. He got kind of sore at me when I told him I was. When I told him I was an artist, he said pushing a button doesn't make you an artist. Well, let's make it. Let's. You should have educated him, Helmsman, to let him know you don't just push buttons. You write songs from your soul, and that would have shut him up. But anyway, yeah. Soul Awakening says a consortium is needed that's comprised of creatives. Absolutely, absolutely. And by the way, we're going to be having AI music. Um, you saw in the beginning where it made the announcement. We're going to be having our AI music creatives consortium, which is not open to companies, but our members and people who want to join. We're going to be having one of those round tables before Suno launches its crazy announcement. And don't get me wrong, when I say crazy announcement, I Phoenix, I'm the voice of the people as well, which is why we had this. And I want to give you a big shout out and a thank you that after almost 15 hours out, you jumped on this call to help debate the future of music. Because the reason why you're here is for your love of the craft. It's
yes.
not for any other reason. So I want to say thank you. And the reason
Well,
why
thank
we
you
have
for
this
having me.
sense. Oh, thank you. We want to make sense out of what is happening because a lot of people are pulling their hair out. And we are the voice of the people and the voice of reason. Because I have to be honest, I wasn't happy when I realized that Suno was not coming on to have any sense making. You don't just put out an announcement like giving your cat or your dog his bowl of food. There you go. There's the TOS exchange. Come on now, have a conversation like what Phoenix and I are doing, and
Right.
answer questions. Have a town hall. We call it a sense making session because people can't make sense of what Suno is doing. And even though you and I, Phoenix, we look at the world of music differently. We are not one bit threatened by their little watermarks,
Right.
or we don't even see we see it as business as usual. So when we're not moved, but we're different, but we're still the voice of the people. So Phoenix, look at all these comments, and this is just one of many, one of many. Let's see the others. Someone said, Freck Stendo said, this is just brutal. Says, whoever approved it should be ashamed. This is all on Reddit, by the way.
Right.
Load puller, 2,500 credits buys 250 songs. You only get to keep 20. So I think some people are mistaken. You don't only get to keep 20. Your songs are there. You just can't download like a barrage.
I don't
That's
get why you don't create, as you create each song, download all your stuff right then. Don't let it
exactly.
stack up and wait till a minute. We've been saying
Yeah,
it for years now, over 2 years now. Create a song, download your master MP3 and your WAV file and all your stems right then and there. Have it in a folder on your hard drive. Get it off
absolutely.
of there.
You got to
I've never
down.
ran out. I've never ran out of credits, and I've went through
Me
way
too.
more songs than that.
I ran out of credits in the early day. I'm like, oh, when are they gonna? And that was like
I don't even
almost
worry about it
7 months
by
ago.
the
Yeah,
time I get to it, because like I says, I'm going through. I'm working for quality.
that's right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? And it's not
Mhm.
about how many I can get, but still,
True.
even we're working quality. I
True.
haven't used up all my credits, not one time, before it re-ups next month.
That's how it should be. And honestly, at first I was a kid in a candy store trying to like create everything that was in my head. But by month two, I started slowing down
Right?
and realizing I got to cook the meal better.
Yeah.
And then I
Be
started,
strategic. Have your plan. Have your recipe in front of you.
hmm and take it out of Suno and don't just spit it into DistroKid. Take it
Right.
out of Suno and do some stuff to it. And I want to encourage those of you who say my voice isn't any good. You can still do a voiceover. You can still just say, "This is my story. I'm going to tell my story." So start putting some additional elements. Just get a doll and begin playing with it
Right.
until you can add more elements. It will distinguish you from everyone else. Otherwise, we're playing a numbers game trying to dump 300 songs into distro. Well, that day is almost coming to an end with Suno,
Yeah.
but Eureka and I don't know if you've done any of the others, Phoenix, because we know
No.
Suno is the ultimate. But for those who have done the others, I mean, you could do that with Murica and Melody and the rest. But actually, let me take that back, walk that back a little bit, Phoenix, because Suno announced that you will be able to download more if you pay to play.
Right.
And I don't know what the download cost will be, but I can imagine the die-hard spammers, they will pay.
Hmm.
They'll
Well,
pay. So
I look at my membership with Suno. I'm an investor of Suno.
yeah,
My
that,
membership is my investment,
that's
and
true.
like I
That's
says,
right.
I'm working it for everything I can.
That's right. That's right.
And like I said, I'm bringing my A game. I'm not playing it like it's a game. I'm bringing my A
Yeah,
game to the table. I've been a
absolutely.
songwriter my entire life, and this
Absolutely.
is like I says, I use this as a tool.
Mm,
That's
absolutely.
it.
Yeah. So, Phoenix, a few more comments, and I'm gonna let you jump off in a bit because you've been at it all day, man. I appreciate you. We got two more notes. You can still record audio directly. Canceling anyway. This isn't worth it. Someone calls it a nonsensical policy. Sono is now essentially a toy. Phoenix, what do you have to say about that?
It's only a toy as if you treat it like a toy from day one.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now let's listen to the forces for Suno because I in the past few minutes I've been showing you people mad, right? And now these are
Hmm.
the people saying good things. honestly amazing they let these tools exist for so long.
Yep.
Labels were never going to allow it. Uh,
I
Scriven,
predict, like I said, the labels were behind it all along.
yeah,
They had to
yeah,
be to have get their 2 cents out of it.
absolutely. This is definitely a case of bad actors spoiling it for everybody. Argues it's not about bandwidth or cost, it's to stop people distilling and retraining on the catalog. Points out caps were announced right after the merger. That is true. I do remember that. Congratulations for just realizing what everyone else has known since last November, since the WMG thing. Nicer knowing there isn't a limit. That so there's sarcasm mixed with some of these. Y'all will literally do anything except use the platform as intended. True.
Right.
This Candy Doll argues the bulk backload workaround posts. You see, isn't that true, Phoenix? Look at this statement.
Hmm.
So the bulk downloads workaround posts are exactly what is forcing these limits in the first place,
Yep.
because people are abusing the system. That's the way. Simple agreement that using it as intended is the answer.
Yep.
And this person closes by calling AI music making still one of the coolest things to hit. So this is a summary. People are saying the math doesn't add up for heavy users. The most repeated complaint isn't the cap itself, it's the gap between credits spent and songs a subscriber can actually keep. But I think people are mixing up downloads with songs. The songs are still going to be in your list, in your queue. You just can't
Right.
download everything without paying additional money. We always knew versus this broke my deal. Accepting voices point to the November Warner announcement. Angry voices point to locked in annual plans signed before specifics existed. The workarounds, a same day guide to intercepting the decrypted audio stream via browser DevTools. Again, at your own risk. So the workaround tools, taking the Suno output and trying to de-watermark it. Uh, why? Phoenix. Why would you
Didn't
want
want to
to
watermark it. You should have downloaded it last year.
do? Exactly.
That's we've been
That's
saying that. Create as you create your song. Download it right then.
download it. Yep,
Download everything you're going to need from that file right then. There's no issue.
absolutely. Model retirement
Learn how to
people.
create your file cabinet on your hard drive.
That's a good
So
one.
you don't lose things.
100%. Yep. So, what do you think about which one did you use most, Phoenix? Did you use 4.5 or 5 or 5.5?
Um, I've been using the fives, man, 5.5s lately since that came out.
Mm,
4.5 was good. I mean
it
that
was.
topped everything else.
It
But
did.
when 5.5, like I says, I used my personas and my clone, and
Mm,
it rolled right over.
nice.
You know,
Nice.
and then like I said, the catalog I already got on their hard drive. Like I says, it's spitting out stuff that I already wrote anyways.
Yeah.
It's right there in my pocket.
Yeah. You were a pioneer, Phoenix, and I mean with the book,
Hmm.
definitely a
Thank you.
pioneer, man. So yeah, and very inspiring to a lot of us in the community. And I wish you would do more behind the scenes. And I know they're coming,
They're coming.
behind the scenes. Okay, so November last year, Warner settled its suit. July 31st, the Gamer case. August 6th, Suno announces the download cap. And September 3rd, the cap takes effect. If you have not downloaded your stuff, my friends, please do it. Just download it. Lots of you have less than 100 tracks. You should be able to do that one afternoon. Don't let what happened in the Udio case happen to you. The complaint isn't the cap, it's the clock. Most of the loudest objections are not about whether a limit should exist, they're all about being locked into an annual plan before knowing the number. So many people who sign up for annual just a couple of months ago, they're very bitter. And that's why Suno they had like an out link. If you wanted isn't that brutal though, Phoenix, to say, here's the door if you
Don't
don't
let
want
it
to
hit you on the
agree.
way out. Don't let it hit you on the way out.
That's brutal. That's aggressive. But again, I think Suno is being propelled by the rock and a hard place. But at the same time, we just gotta work through it. Someone said something really comical. Said y'all are crying about AI music like this is life. There are bigger things in life like health and a roof over one's head. Get with it. And, you know,
Right.
go get a life.
So,
So, Phoenix, did we miss anything in the comments? I've been trying to keep up with the
um,
comments. On DJD says sooner put a watermark for themselves, but do they give you any documentation? They don't. They don't. So if you download it legally by September 3rd, you won't have a watermark. Okay. All right. Thank you, Helmsman, and thank you, Historius, and you are all part of it.
thank you
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you very much. Pushing buttons is different when you're using your own words. That's true.
Yep.
That is very true. Hey, look at
Fetology,
look at
what's up?
look who joined. We would have dragged him right in if we had seen him earlier. How you doing, Gordon? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. We didn't see you hiding in there. I've been trying to keep up with the chats. Thank you, Peninsula. Appreciate that. Audio hijack. Well, enter the room. Oh, I missed all these chats, man. I was so busy looking at the Suno comments from Reddit. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Thank you, Antonio. Let's see who else came in. Vitology. He's been here for a while.
How you
What?
doing, Stealth?
It's been here for nine minutes at least. Yes. Okay. EGM brings up a very good point. This was wild that they can use your song in any way, but not just that, that they can use your inputs. That freaked me out for a second. That they can use your inputs and they can market it to other users of Suno. That weirded me out for a second until I realized I have an abundance mindset. I
Right.
don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But not everyone can say that. A lot of people are like, well, and to be quite honest, to be fair, imagine,
It's in the
imagine,
small print when you sign up.
it
It's
is. So
that
yeah,
it's going to train on what you put in it, what you
it's,
input in it. So
you're
if you
very
just put in
correct.
a prompt, it's gonna learn that prompt. It's gonna know where it came from. You're putting your
Exactly.
own lyrics. It's gonna learn your lyric flow. It's gonna learn your melodic flow of your words.
And it could sell that to other people. You want to get good with neo soul? Phil has neo soul prompts.
Right.
Our system is trained at responding to Phil. Well, there you go. Use Phil's prompts. So how do I feel about that? For a second, I was feeling somewhat. I still don't know how I feel about that 100%, Phoenix. I'm not gonna lie, because all those prompts that I create in music inspiration and in the playground, and as my users are putting all that stuff into Suno can take all of that metadata
Mm-hmm.
and use it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I felt a ways about it. I'm still processing it. It's still
But I
my
I
brain
look at it.
still.
I look at it just like that first round nomination at the CMA. Hey, my name got dropped into the hat.
Okay.
That was
I,
it.
I like I
You know what
like
I
your
mean?
positivity.
At
Yeah.
least I'm scaring people. I didn't make it to round two. Didn't make it to round three. But hey, I made round one.
That's a good
It's like
that's a
I've
good
got somebody's attention, and yeah, I made some people mad, but I'm not holding back what I believe.
that's a good
I'm going to encourage everybody. Hey, you need this tool. It's available. This is the one to use.
that's a good
Like I says, I'm gonna be set up for they do go the label route. Hey, we're already in the pocket.
You are Mr. Positive Phoenix. And I like it. I like your positivity. All right. This one, my only problem with all of this is the labeling. I write my own lyrics, script my own melodies. My music is not 100% AI and should not be labeled as such. So honestly, Conrad, I think Phoenix and I covered this a few moments ago. If you don't do it right, if you don't say it's AI assisted, then the likes of these are going to do it by force, or they're all going to eventually buy their little detectors.
Yep.
So iHeartRadio will buy their detector. Spotify will unleash its already existing detector because they ain't going to lie. I know they have one. I know Spotify has, they're probably not saying anything, but I know Spotify undercover has probably a bunch of detectors. Are you kidding me? What? I mean, well, Phoenix doesn't care about Spotify. So let's move on from that one. Uh,
They could
the
cancel me off
download.
their service. I'd love that, but they won't
I
even
ad-
do that. Why?
I admire your strength, Phoenix. So like anyway, I won't disclose, but I get checks from Spotify on a monthly basis. But I'm not I'm not against Spotify, not because of what they send me, but Phoenix, you had a bad experience with them. Do you want to share what it was?
I it's everything. It's everything about how they came about, and they have never paid a true royalty rate to one
Mm,
artist. Everything is based on a figure,
I get
uh,
what you said.
an invisible figure that don't exist. It's
Mm.
like it's not a royalty. We're being lied to. You know what I mean? It's like I don't need it.
We need to have a special
Like
Spotify
I
day.
says, like you come into my tattoo shop, I can sell you one of these.
I
I got you
get what
tangible stuff that nobody can take away from you.
I get what you're saying, and especially when they do the quota.
Hmm.
So I mean, no matter how many people listen to your music,
Yep.
because you're not as big as the big dogs from the big three, you get pittance
You know,
pretty
I
much.
what was it back in the days in the '90s and before? What did we got? We got like 7 cents every time our song played on the radio. That's how much it should be for every stream.
Hmm.
There should be no
Yeah.
difference. Then it'd be radio or streaming.
Hmm. Yeah.
If it's not at that rate, we're being robbed.
It's true.
Why are we allowing them to be in business?
Yeah.
Until
And the
people
big
change
three.
things and stand up, cut them off, put them out of business. We don't need them.
Now, if everyone did that, but wait, Phoenix, if everyone did that, they just tap into AI.
Yeah.
Now that's what they do.
Hey, they'd have to pay for it themselves too.
Exactly. Well, that's true. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
pay, you pay. It's fair is fair.
yeah. Let's
You know,
see.
like I said,
Current
I'm
says,
well, I'm making an investment into Suno every time I pay my bill.
yep, we are. I look at it that way as well. Partial AI, totally transparent and unapologetic. I'm not trying to hide. Yep, you're not. And honestly,
Nope.
like the watermark does not tamper with the music. It's inaudible. Um, it is what it is. Now, I always ask people, where are you gonna go? Beatology says deleting sooner. He is joking. I mean, I ask people where you gonna go. You can't go
No.
anywhere else. Yeah. There's so many good comments here. I'm not able to get to every single one of them, but the time has come where Phoenix's bedtime is ringing, and I'm gonna love my brother and let him go get some rest because I'm a maniac who hijacked him and said, "Phoenix, no rest. Let's do this tonight."
I
And he
can
was
keep
very.
going for a little while. I don't have to run off just yet, unless
I
you're ready.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. No, I
Yeah,
just
this is fun.
conscious. You've been going since 6 a.m. and it's now what? It's now 11. That's just crazy. But
Well,
let's see.
I'm
Do
off
you see
tomorrow,
anything else?
so
Oh, are you okay? Do
yep.
you see anything? Ava Bentley, welcome to the discussion. We need an
Ava,
AI music creator summit. Yeah, we're going to be having a summit.
she's the
Um,
girl with some great music out there, isn't she?
ah,
I think I talked to her
okay.
on Instagram.
Name is very familiar because the
Yes,
whole AI
she's the
movement.
country artist, and she's been touring around. I
Nice.
think. If that is you, please say something in the chat.
I
Yes,
am quite sure I've seen this name in
yes,
the AI circle somewhere.
yep, yep. That's her.
And Ava is very correct. It does feel that way, which is why Phoenix and I wanted to do this tonight. I said, Phoenix, it can't wait another minute. We need to do this because people are hurting, and people need they need sense making. Like all this talking
Hmm.
that we're having and all the great chats and comments from people coming in is helping us make sense. It's an emergent affair.
Hmm.
I'm missing so many chats. I can't go quickly enough. Ava says, yes, it's me.
Yep.
Yes. So thank you for coming through and sharing that. We
Yeah,
have
she
someone in the
just
works.
released a new song the other day, and it's really good. Really good. Y'all check her out.
Lovely. Well, I need to go look for her music for sure. Oh, this is the question I've been asking everyone. Has anyone tried Ace Studios? Ace Studios, someone commented on my video today and said, yeah, Ace is better than Suno. And I said, well, I said, when I'm performing on stage and I get a brainwave to suddenly go funk, and I want to funk on C minor at 115 BPM, can Ace produce that for me in less than 2 minutes and get me to jamming and riffing? Of course it can't. So I said, well, it has its audience. It's a little bit more intense, and I don't demonize it. I've seen it. It's like a gore, but there's a different audience for Suno. Not everyone is going to go into a DAW and begin interpolating stems for hours on end. Don't get me wrong, I've done it. I mean, I even have evidence on this channel. 7 hour session for one song.
Right.
I recorded it. It's here. So don't get me wrong, but I think Ace is going to be heavy overkill for, I want to say, at least 80% of Suno users. So even the people in Nashville, let's talk about that, Phoenix. You think the people in Nashville want to go between stems? And I mean, come on now. If we might as well just go have a session, go get the guys in the
Right.
studio, let's do a session. So Ace has its strong points from what I've seen, but it's not a Suno replacement at all.
Mm-mm.
Not at all. DJ Pugwash said Snoop got paid 45K for a billion streams. Isn't that pathetic? And yeah, he's suing them. That,
Hmm.
that that's a good indicator right there. Welcome Beast Mode. Most are upset about the download limit, and that's valid because they claim the limit is to sub spammers, but then they offer download limit. It's a cash grab. Well, let's see how much. What if it's $1? But if you got $1 million from 1 million downloads, I
Hmm.
mean, I think they're trying to disincentivize people from gaming the system. I think that's what it is. So Ruby Red, welcome. Artists just need to come together regardless of the tools they use. That is a very, very good point. I love that. Very, 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 very true. The new agreement is not just training; it's that they own. Yeah, yep, yep.
Yep.
So you're very correct. GM4433. That makes me scratch my head. More than the others. That's very true. Imitation is a sincere form of flattery. That is true. What about the credits? Yeah, the credit system is probably going to stay the same. But remember, they refresh your credits every month.
Hmm.
Cosmic Dumpster, thank you for coming through. Cosmic Dumpster is a regular on the channel. Um, so they're making money from us in multiple ways. I would even add hand over fist. Suno is going to be a very rich company, regardless what happens today. Let me just say. I mean, that's why they have a 5.4 billion valuation. So let's get with it. And the more money you get, the more you have to pay out. Because UMG is waiting for their pound of flesh. WMG is probably getting a little bit on the side right now. And Sony, so Phoenix, what do you think about Sony's stance? They're not done nothing with Rudio. They're not done nothing with Suna. What do you think? You think they, I don't know.
I don't know yet. I'm not too fond of them.
I know you're
So,
restraining. I know you're restraining. Uh, okay. Beatology said, check out Comic View. I did most of the music. Yeah, Beatology is a
right
goat
on.
when it comes to this industry. Yeah, he's done stuff with the Michael Jackson estate and so on. Cam Reaver, I feel the new TOS is just to farm the bad actors. What do you think about that, Phoenix?
But
That's I like listening to these interesting perspectives.
yeah, about the bad actors. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it is. Like I said, their TOS was just a statement, not an explanation.
that's true.
It's got everybody riled up. Everybody, oh, I got the great news. I got to give you the rundown. Well, come on. Nobody's told me more than what I already read, what you
You're
read.
right. You're very correct. So I don't. So let me just be honest. I know that Suno is not on the side of the bad guys. They've
Nope.
never been on the side of the bad guys. So I don't think they're trying to sell them more. Look, oh my goodness. I don't want to say too much without saying too much. But what I can tell you that Suno does not need a lot of the business that they have
Right.
right now to be great because they
Right.
have. I'm not going to say anymore. Let's not talk about what actually goes on. Phoenix, you and I know that more business is done behind closed doors with the real users of Suno,
Mm-hmm.
the real users who are putting out bangers.
Yeah.
The real users, yeah. So let's not even go there. That's for a different day. But anyway, my friends, we have come to the end of this sense making session, the future of music, Suno, and Spotify. I think with folks like you that are so sincere and awesome, I honestly think the future is bright if we do not relent in creating. You gotta create. Please don't stop creating. And even if you don't create on Suno, let me give you some additional options, okay? Those of you creators, you're fed up with Suno, you've had it. Now, if you're not like Phoenix and I, who are looking for pinpoint precision, try Flow Music. It's not too bad, right? The only thing is that I look at it like a dumb terminal. It cannot take your real heart and soul and give you a crazy cover like Suno. But Flow Music is one option. 11 Labs is not too shabby. If you're a creator that's looking for just a backdrop, use it. Treblo is another option. Treblo is actually one of the greatest, but people don't know about Treblo and it's free. You get what I'm saying, folks? Let me see if I can put some links in the chat because I want you to try some. I want you to try some other tools. Okay, maybe what I'll do is afterwards I'll go fully into the chat and put some of this stuff. But the only thing you need to remember when you use Flow Music is it comes with a watermark. Thank you,
Y'all need
Phoenix.
this book also.
Appreciate you, man. Thank
A
you.
very
Yeah.
good
So,
book.
thank
It
you.
accompanies mine very well. It
Thank you
actually
very.
sits right next to mine.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, you went first, and I decided, you know what, people do need to know about this stuff. So let me put a few links in there for those of you. Okay, let me give a shameless promo for Treblo. Okay, it's not a Suno. Okay, but it does a pretty good job for those of you that love 70s, 80s, 90s. You can get some killer music out of Treblo. I'm not even going to lie. Treblo is the most underrated tool. Murica, Melody, Toonie, and I'm not lambasting them. I'm just telling you what is greater. It's Suno and then it's Treblo. That in my mind. The only reason why Treblo is not used a lot, it doesn't have the glossy commercial wrapper that a lot of people are used to hearing. But in terms of the music, That's all I'm gonna say. If you haven't tried Treblo and you haven't watched my videos, it used to be called Sonata. Watch it. What else can you use? Is there anything else they can use, Phoenix, other than a DAW?
I
Oh,
think you named the best that there is out there.
I think that's it. That's the
It's like,
best.
yeah, as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned, nothing comes close to Suno.
yeah.
So
No, nothing
I don't
comes
lend
close.
none of my time to any of the others.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, my friends, keep the questions flowing in the comments, okay? Phoenix and I will do our due diligence to circle back in. A shout out to our friends on Instagram. We didn't forget you. Everyone who came through, we appreciate it. Drop us some comments, and we're going to do our best to keep responding, okay? Thank
Thank
you
you,
all very
everybody.
much. Wish you all the best. Stay hard. Don't be weak. Mentally strong, because this is just the beginning. The war is still continuing. So, stay resilient. And a big shout out to Phoenix. Thank you, Phoenix, for coming through and helping us do this. And
Thank you,
everyone
Phil.
who chatted in today and watched. And a shout out to our friends, everyone
Ava,
that came.
thank you for joining us.
Thank
DJ
you, Ava.
Stealth, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You take care. Thank you, DJ Pugwash. Thank you. Thank you, Helmsman.
Yes, man.
Thank you, 33 Marcus. Thank you for coming through. That's one of our old faithfuls on the channel. Shroomy EB, thank you. Beast Mode, Camriva, Fam
Miami.
Nice. Appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Au revoir.